Good morning. Today is Tuesday and I'm going to uni now and we have to make a presentation in photography and we're so not prepared. We did the presentation yesterday, working 4 hours after uni for that, and I'm a bit sick. Guys, I hope it's not going too bad. I have my tea over here and yeah, wish me luck that it's going well. Good morning. Today is Thursday and I decided to stay at home because I feel quite sick, as I mentioned yesterday. I feel like since I came back from Cologne and Warsaw, everything has been so hectic and I had so much to do, and I still do because since I missed all of my classes last week, I have to do all of my exercises now that I missed. So yeah, today is gonna be only recover, chill, uni day. I'm really excited to just have a day by myself and do everything that was falling behind a bit. Okay, so now I have to do my homework for my second course, and my task is to print with these things different patterns on this paper. And well, let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I'm finally finished with all of my uni work for tomorrow, with all my homework, and I actually feel way better now. I feel kind of back to normal with my body and my health and everything. I'm really glad that I stayed at home. I think it was really needed to just have a day by myself. One thing that I really wanted to talk about since a couple of days, I don't know if you noticed, but in my last vlog I was talking in the end a bit about my position about political stuff, because I find it quite hard to combine political activism in my day-to-day life because everything's so fucking stressful right now, and I barely even have time for my passions, and I barely even have time for social media and my vlogs and stuff like that. But I think it's so fucking necessary that we do something right now, because the world is literally ending, and sometimes I'm like, how can I even study while the world is ending? And I was talking a bit about it. For my background context, I think I didn't mention before, but I am an activist since I'm 16 or something. I was organized in the Socialist Youth, Fridays for Future, Students for Future. I was at Students Against the Far Rights, Studis gegen Rechts in German. And I was doing many forms of activism. I was on strikes, I was on demonstrations, I was knocking at doors and talking to the people about political stuff. And I don't know if I forgot something, but I think something that I realized in the past month is that right now I feel like I don't have the capacity for going to plenums, like to the organizing events. Also because I feel like it's so fucking important that we have these sessions, but for me, I feel most active when I'm on the streets and when I'm like in the action itself. So in my dream imagination, it would be like that I have a couple friends and we would always go to demonstrations and to the actions together when there's something happening. But right now it's hard for me to firstly have these people and secondly always go somewhere. Also because in Berlin every day something is going on that I can go to. And I wanted to read one comment that I got on my YouTube video, on my last one, and I think it was really interesting, or that's something that I really wanted to share because it also aligns with my position about it. It says, on the topic of being an activist while doing everything else. First, I think activists should acknowledge that a lot of the struggles we engage in act as greedy institutions, meaning they demand more and more emotional and time resources while we can never give everything that is needed. We have to accept our own limits, even though that means not winning at the struggle fully. Having acknowledged that, my tip is to develop routines for your activism. Routines make us complete tasks more efficiently. So figure out what you can do, for how long, when, with what people. It should become easily repeatable. I am a trade union activist. We developed repeatable event ideas and talk to engage others pro-union. I think it's a lot more sustainable in this way. And we still do bigger campaigns action when we feel like it. I think this comment really speaks out of my soul. Because also something that I've realized in my last years is that, being political or being politically organized always takes the people completely in. Like, I've seen so many people that got burned out and that couldn't like listen to their own limits, because it's also something such emotional and it's really easy to, set your own limits under the general better belief for the world. I don't know if you get what I mean, but that's what I've been seeing. And also something that I've been thinking about lately a lot is how I've seen in the left scenes that activists and people often point with their fingers at each other. And I think that's firstly really important that we mention if somebody does something that's not politically right and we can learn from each other. But I'm sometimes really sad that leftist people are such judgmental, because if we would form all of our energy that we put into pointing with fingers at each other, we would be way more powerful. And I don't really know how to solve this, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot. I've seen that before in the past years, but because I had a fight with a friend that I'm really close to about something political, and in that discussion we were like, actually we have the same beliefs and we have the same views and visions, but still we argue right now. And I was in the position where I was pointing at him and was like, hey, that's not okay what you're saying right now, even though I know that he's a left person, you know? And so this thought came into my mind, and I think it's really interesting. So in conclusion, I want to say, I think that person that commented under my video was really right. I think it's really important that we form our energy, our political activism into daily routines. Like, I always try to post something on social media, also talking about it right now and putting it into the world. I think it's really important. And then just doing day-to-day things, even though, I don't know, this should also not be an exclusion. Like, we still should always question ourselves if we could do a bit more. I think it's also, I feel like the Germans are not ready for a revolution. I wish for a revolution, and I am so fucking hopeful that people go on the streets and do stuff and even throw down whole governments, like what we see in Morocco, what we see in France, what we see in Nepal. It's that the people, they are rising up, and it gives me so much hope to see that something is changing. And I think at some point the people will just realize that, yeah, it cannot go on like this. And I don't know if I will ever see the revolution, but I know that it's gonna come really soon, because everything is collapsing. We can feel it. We cannot live like that anymore longer. And yeah, it's worth fighting for this planet, for these people. It makes me really sad that everything that's going on is just, well, I hope this was a nice pep talk. Yeah, it's something really important that I wanted to mention a bit more over here. Yeah, I try my best. I hope that you don't judge me by my social media. I try to do as much as I can also outside of social media. I think social media is not going to be the revolution, but it's a necessary tool to connect. And yeah, maybe also a reminder that doing a bit more is always something we should improve. And it's okay to listen to your own capacity and to, yeah, not overload yourself. But I think if we would all do a bit more, or if we would raise more awareness to general political stuff and not close our eyes, the world would look a bit better. So, yeah.
Ja. Zuschauer.
Auch offiziell.
Bestimmt, ja. Keine Ahnung. Ich finde manchmal abstrakte Kunst irgendwie geiler, weil es ist so.
Wundervoll. Siehst du sie rollen? Nein, nämlich nicht mehr. Ich habe sie nicht rollen sehen. Aber sie rollten noch. Echt? Ja, sie kommen gleich. Dass ich da bin? Ja, ich
Dimmi prego come mezzo alzato.
Weil ich dachte, und noch eine Lila, aber dann meinten die Leute, dass das Lena ist und nicht Lila. Und ich war so, oh, dann muss schnell los und dann meinte er so, ach, ich schreibe doch schnell. Wo stimmt die Lila? Du sagst mal.
Hello. I just came back from uni a couple hours ago. I feel like I haven't really documented my life in the last week. A lot has happened, but I think the most important thing that I also talked about before is that I went to Gießen this weekend to block the streets against the right extremist AfD party. They wanted to form a new AfD youth, and yeah, we were quite successful. I don't know if you've been seeing that online maybe, but the conference was delayed for like 3 hours or something, and also a lot of people couldn't even reach the conference because of our blockades. I feel like I cannot really share a lot of details, but yeah, it was really intense. I didn't really sleep a lot because we left Berlin Friday evening and came back Sunday night. So I didn't really sleep a lot in the bus. Yeah, our protest was really peaceful, luckily, but there was a lot of police violence at other blockades, and that was quite intense. I saw everything when I was back in Berlin and had my phone again. But yeah, that was really intense to see. I feel like we would have had the power to stop the whole conference for sure, but yeah, I just see that the police violence in Germany is getting stronger and stronger to protect fascists, events and parties, and that was really a thing this weekend. But yeah, it was really important to send a sign and to show society and the world that a lot of people are against fascists and against the right movement that is happening all around the world right now. And also one thing why I do these blockades is for sure to see that we are having the power and to be with people and to see that there's so many people next to me that are doing this because of the same fear and the same anger, and that we are as humans so powerful. And yeah, that gives me a lot of hope actually. So yeah, at least for this thing, it was really beautiful to be there and to be with people and to feel connected. I think it was also really needed for me to feel like I'm actually doing something again. As I said before in this vlog, that I'm sometimes struggling with the thought that I'm feeling like I'm not actively doing something political, even though so much is happening in the world right now, and there's so many other things in my head that I'm doing in my life. And now I have to finish some uni stuff, of course. And then tonight I'm going to a concert. I'm really excited. It's actually a band that I found through Instagram, and they're doing like some indie acoustic music. And I think it's gonna be a really small concert. I'm really excited. And also one really funny coincidence is that I'm going together with one girl from uni, and we both bought our tickets separately and we wanted to go alone, and then we found out that we're both going to the same concert. And I don't know her that well since now, and I'm really curious how it's gonna be. I'm really excited. Hello, hello. I just finished cutting this vlog that you're watching right now, and I have a couple more words to add in the end. Firstly, if you're wondering why this interior is so old school, I'm right now visiting my grandma in Poland. And yeah, then secondly, what I wanted to talk about is, I feel like I showed you quite well how my day-to-day life at design school looks like right now. And I want to combine that with my political thoughts that I shared in this video, because in one course that we have, we also talk about philosophical and psychological theses and theories about design, and there were some texts that we read that really made me think and that really align with my thoughts about design and the purpose of design and why I decided for studying design. Yeah, one text that we read was from one philosopher about how designers in general carry an optimism for this world, because we see the problems and we have the optimism to create solutions for these problems. And somehow we carry a curiosity for this world in us, which is really important for societal changes. Okay, I now got interrupted, but what I wanted to say is that I see that designers carry such a responsibility for the future, because how the future is gonna look like is how designers are gonna create it. So I feel like we as designers carry such a responsibility, also to show different perspectives to people and to also wake up people. And even if that somehow sometimes may be uncomfortable, it's really important that we as designers don't forget that we carry this responsibility for showing perspectives and showing how, the world is truly acting. So yeah, we are really responsible for change in this world. And that's also why I decided for studying design, because I see that I want to combine design with my political thoughts and with my political perspectives, and also to hopefully share some perspectives of other people which don't have the skills that I have. I'm really curious how my path is gonna look like in that way. And I'm also really curious what you think about this topic, and also maybe how do you maybe try to be political active in your day-to-day life. I'm really curious to exchange with you in the comments. Do you agree with my views and my opinions, or maybe do you disagree with it? I'm really curious to get in exchange with you. I'm really glad that you tuned back in, and I'm really excited for the next vlog.
Die so länderspezifisch waren, weißt du, so als so